So anyway, this is Blue Steel. If you haven't seen Blue Steel before, what it kind of wants to do is have a slightly taxing element to it with the likes of Torrent of Amethyst and that kind of thing, while mitigating that for yourself by using bunches of artifacts and stuff. Cost reducers like Ethereum Sculptor to make artifact spells cost one less to cast. Chief Engineer to give your artifact spells Convoke, which, if you notice here, that's like every single other card in the deck. And that's the main plan. The great thing with the Chief Engineer and the Ethereum Sculptor is it will help you to make virtually make, because it's not actually mana, it's Convoke and it's cost reduction. It will allow you to make a virtual quite a large amount of mana, so that you can make things like large walking ballistas, or you can look at our card advantage piece here with Mystic Forge. It allows us to look at the top card of our library at any time. We can cast it if it's an artifact or a colorless non-land card, and we can tap it and pay 1 life to exile the top card of the library. So with a cost reducer out, basically every single one of these cards here will cost 0 and allow you to kind of just churn through the deck, which is pretty sweet. We have, like I said, a couple of ways to sort of disrupt in the form of Thorn of Amethyst to make non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. And then we also have Phyrexian Revoker, which is 2 mana for a 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, it's a Pithing Needle, essentially. But it's non-land card instead of any card name. So that is that. We have our sort of our cheap dudes and dorks here with our 0 mana Ornithopters, our essentially 1 mana Vault Scourges, and then our Walking Ballistas as well. These are kind of our main cheap threats. We have then some, I suppose, pump and reach effect in the form of Signal Pest, which is a cheap little creature. It's a 0/1 with Battle Cry. So whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until the end of turn, and it can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach. Now everybody thinks that this looks like a chicken. It's not really. If you look, here's its head. This is not. It's not like squawking. It's actually a hand. The head is here. So yeah, that's cool. It's a handy thing to have. We also have Steel Overseer, where we can tap and put a +1/+1 counter on each artifact creature that we control, which is nice with synergy with the likes of Walking Ballista and that kind of thing. It's nice to get a bit of a bigger Vault Scourge as well. And then we have one Throne of the God Pharaoh, which is an interesting one. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the number of tapped creatures you control. So if you remember, our Chief Engineer gives artifact spells that we cast Convoke. So if instead of attacking with our creatures, we Convoke out a bunch of stuff, they'll all be tapped, and Throne of the God Pharaoh will hit them. They won't hit them. It's loss of life, so they'll lose life equal to the number of tapped creatures that we have, which could be quite a bit. It's also quite good to. It's a pseudo Lord effect as well, because if our creatures are attacking in at the end step, if we have Throne of the God Pharaoh out, they'll each cause them to lose an extra point of life, which is quite nice. And that's kind of it, to be honest. The mana base is pretty straightforward. We've got a bunch of snow-covered islands. This is a somewhat budget version of a 5/0 list that happened recently, by the way. The main difference is that it had 4 snow-covered islands and 4 Cavern of Souls. That's the actual only real difference. Then we have 4 Ghost Quarters, so we can deal with stuff like Tron or Titan, that kind of thing. With Blink Moth Nexus as well as an additional little threat, little artifact creature as well. Some synergies pop up there for sure. And then we have 3 Waterlogged Grove. Then over in the sideboard, we'll drag this over here, we have 2 Grafdigger's Cage for dealing with like Snapcaster decks or Uro decks or Dredge, that kind of thing. We've Hex Parasite to help us deal with things that have, like, for example, Planeswalkers, or say, strangely as well, another deck that's been popping up a little bit lately is the likes of the Dice Factory Tron. So those as well. We've Relic of Progenitus as generic graveyard hate that we can just bring in whenever we need it again against the likes of Dredge and stuff. We've got Smuggler's Copter for the longer, grindier games, and then the same with Hangerback Walker as well. So this is quite an interesting list. I've played Blue Steel a couple of times before, and it has been a bit of fun. Before, I remember having, it wasn't Chief Engineer, it was the other chappy as well. Actually, I have an old blue steel list here, I think. Yeah, using stuff like Grand Architect, so you can tap creatures for mana and all that kind of stuff. That felt a little clunky, to be honest. That is a list from ages ago. Like it was before the printing of Mystic Forge and everything. So, but yeah, we'll give this a go. Just playing in some casual games here at the moment. Just to try it out. First time playing with it in a very, very long time. Nope, this is not what we're looking for. We are looking for. Sorry, I have missed a couple of things here at the moment. Thorn might be much better than Lodestone Golem right now. I would like to take credit for that, Clint, but unfortunately, that was actually this. Like I said, this was a 5-0 list that had popped up last week, and I thought it was kind of cool. You treat Bridge like Magic. If they had a Mythic ranking, you'd be grinding to Mythic. Yeah, the Revokers might seem spicy, but to be honest, there's a lot of things with activated abilities at the moment, so I'm kind of okay with it. Yeah. Yeah, Signal Pass seems good. It's weird. This is kind of like a mix between Affinity and Blue Steel, and this might be the direction that people will take the artifact-based decks in Modern going forward. I just need to shrink this so we can fit that all behind the little thing it may do. Okay, so let's see. What are we doing here? We have enough for the Chief Engineer, so that's kind of nice. So if we go turn 1 Vault Scourge, turn 2 Chief Engineer, tap the Vault Scourge, play Signal Pass. Yeah, this is probably fine. This is probably fine. We'll be able to empty our hand pretty quickly anyway, so. The deck might actually be able to leverage Field of Ruin as well, actually. Yeah. Have I got a chance to play any Historic with the new cards yet? No, I have actually played a total of 1 game of Historic in my life. I'm intrigued by it though. I kind of like the idea that they have of these cards seem cool to add to the format, so let's just do it. And I kind of like that with to have that as an option. Like a digital only format like that, where they can go, oh, let's just throw these cards in, let's throw those cards in, let's take that card out, let's suspend this one temporarily. And I kind of like, as much as people have complained about the Field of Ruin idea, or not the Field of Ruin, the Field of the Dead idea, where they go, oh, let's keep that legal, but we'll bring in cards into the format that are answers to that problem. I kind of like that. Because every other format is like, nah, ban hammer, ban hammer, ban hammer, ban hammer. Whereas with this, we get to see how a format evolves based on answers to problems that are brought into the format in the first place. And that's really sweet. I really like that idea. Bit of a long-winded answer, but there it is. Okay, I'm going to play with the Chief Engineer now, because if we do this, we should be able to... Can we convoke out our hand here? Let me try this for a second. So I'm gonna Vault Scourge, tap this, and then this. I think this is Jund Balls, yes. Signal Pass, tap this. Phyrexian Revoker, tap these. This is pretty sweet. I'm liking this. What are we naming with this though? What do those lists run that have activated abilities? Oh my god, I have no idea. Leanne's over here just getting her daily steps in.
Fitbit and stop giving out.
Hold on a second. Bear with me. I'm gonna see if I can find. I'll see if I can find. It could be the Rakdos version.
It's gone.
It has to be non-land, unfortunately. Yeah, that's my problem with this. If the it could be Black Red Unearth alternatively, some version of that. You know what? Let's name Croxa. Let's name Croxa, just in case. Because that has Unearth on it, so like that's fine, right? Never know. We saw Black Red. It's probably a safe thing to assume. I'm assuming Croxit works. I mean, it could also just be not. Let me just see how it's worded. Croxit, Titan of Death's Hunger. I think it's a something. It doesn't work for Croxit? No. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, but now we know. Now we know. Yeah, so it looks like it's Rakdos. They wouldn't include Ramanop runes if it was Jund, I don't think. But I think the best thing I can do here is actually just swing in with the team. I'll be putting them under a good bit of pressure, I think. Let's attack with everything. Get my battle cry on. They can't block this, so that's good. They're not blocking, they're taking it. I'm gonna hold on to this Revoker. Just in case. Yeah. Hard Mesa. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Fine. Yeah, it's an alternate casting cost. I thought as much. I was considering choosing Liliana there, but maybe not. K command. If this is K command, it's gonna be bad. Please don't K me, bro. Okay, it's Skelemental. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna lose our Revoker. This is a wonderful little combo. I love it. This is a deck I would certainly be looking into as well at this point. It's just ridiculously aggressive. Needlessly aggressive. Yeah, we discard 2 cards. I honestly don't think I fear Lightning Skelemental all that much because... yeah, it's... like our hand is going to be pretty much empty. We're pretty aggressive. We got some lifelinkers on the field. So I'm kind of okay with it, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... yeah, I think I'm just gonna swing with everything. Get everything in. Because they can't block the Signal Pest. They can't block the Vault Scourges. In order to kill the Chief Engineer, they have to double block, and then they can only kill the Phyrexian Revoker. It seems okay with me. Yep. So you take 6 and go to 3. Yeah. I'm okay with that. This feels an awful lot like Affinity right now. Which, by the way, I honestly think that Affinity is going to be totally fine without Opal. I know not necessarily high tier like it used to be, but, you know, these formats, they change and they ebb and they flow. But first of all, I know this for 2 reasons. One, there are several times that I've played against Affinity and have died to stupid fast starts even without Mox Opal. So it is definitely possible. But actually 3 reasons. Second reason is we now have all the glitters, which is pretty good. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, we're in trouble. But yeah, on top of that as well, we had all the glitters reprinted. We had all the glitters printed in Throne of Eldraine, which some Affinity lists had been running for a while. I don't think I'm blocking anything here. Yeah. They've been running that for a while as copies 5 through 8 of Cranial Plating. I know it's not exactly the same, but it's basically the same. I kind of like Hangerback Walker here because they're in Rakdos colors and I don't want them blowing up all my stuff. Relic and Grafdiggers also seem real good. Grafdiggers more so because the last thing I want to do is pull too much threat out. But I think Ballista is going to be real good here because we can shoot down the elementals. Cage is going to be real good. No to Parasite. maybe relic. Yeah, you know what? Let's bring the relics in. I think I'll actually swap the Mystic Forges for the Hangerback Walkers. I don't feel like this is the kind of one where we want to be playing a 4-mana artifact and then just get it blown up with an Abrade or a K command. And that would also kind of reduce the CMC of the entire deck, which will just make things a little bit faster again. But now we've got a bunch of things that we can pump into if we have... Wait, no, I don't want to submit deck yet. No, I wasn't done. Oh, no. Okay, well, we've 65 cards in the library, so... Rip, I guess. We're going to have mana troubles. Oh, I did not mean to click that. I was mid-conversation. That's my argument. We can't keep this because there's no land. Surprise, surprise. Oh, God. Yeah, it's a mull from me, dog. Okay, we can keep this. We can keep this for sure. We can pitch a Chief Engineer, I think. This is actually a reasonable hand. We'll keep this and pitch an Engineer. Yeah. That sounds good. Well, that was a mistake. So, yeah, but also, like, I was playing with a budget affinity list for a long time, where it was under $100, and this was in paper, and I was kicking ass. Like, it's real good. Let's get a Signal Pest out, and then we'll pass the turn. Alright, ship it on over. Bolt, yep. We're both down to less cards in hand than we'd be happy with, I think, at this point. Like, they've got 4 cards in hand, I've got 4 cards in hand. If I don't draw a land here, I'm probably just dead, but... Weirdly, like, I don't normally like the tutors that put things on top of your library, but in that deck, I kind of like it, to be honest. Kind of like it. Alright, land. Yes, that is a land, so that's pretty good. How do I do this? So do I play Ethereum Sculptor or Chief Engineer? If I play Chief Engineer, I can't play anything else. But if I play Ethereum Sculptor, I still can't play anything else. Yeah. I think the best thing to do is Ethereum Sculptor this turn. Because that means that next turn, all of my mana can be reserved for, if needs be, for artifact spells. If that makes sense. Plus, I can also... next turn, I'll be able to play Chief Engineer. And then I can tap one thing and put out a Steel Overseer. And then tap one more thing and have a Ballista on one, I think. D2 Camps, you're correct. You're correct. I could have played Chief Engineer and then convoked out the Ethereum Sculptor. I am, in fact, a fool. Yeah, that would have been a much more explosive turn, actually. Yep. It has been a while. This kind of deck is weird in its maths. Like, it's a very much all on the board kind of thing. And yeah, Chief Engineer actually makes a lot of sense. I think at this point I probably deserve to lose this game, I would say. I also don't think I should have brought in the relics. I think the Graph Diggers would have been enough. Well, live and learn. Live and learn. Okay, so we have the opportunity to do the same thing again. So let's not make that same mistake this time. Chief Engineer, then Ethereum Sculptor by convoking these two. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. And then Steel Overseer by doing this. There we go. Now we are talking. Do I want to play at the Ballista as well? Probably, right? X is currently 1. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. Whole hand out. Now if they make us discard cards, we got nothing. In before a K command though. No, maybe not. Ball Lightning. That represents an unbelievably large amount of damage here. I think we just have to take it. Yep, I'm gonna take 8 and go to 8. And then they sack ball lightning. So now this turn, what I can do is, well, I'll have to put a counter on everything anyway. Do I have to do that now, or can I do it at instant speed? I don't think it matters. I can play with the Vault Scourge first, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna play with the Vault Scourge. I know it's taking some damage, but just learn to do it. Oh, sorry, I didn't need to tap that for mana because of Ethereum Sculptor. That's fine. You know what? I'll actually draw a card off this because our board is looking pretty good. I don't think that's very relevant in this match, but I will. I think I'll tap the Ethereum Sculptor to play this out anyway. Then I will play. Then I'll tap the Steel Overseer to put counters on everything. Then I'll go to combat. And I'll... Do I want to wait a turn so that I can effectively block the 2 of these, and when they bring back the ball lightning I can shoot with the ballista? I think that's probably safe because I can block with these. I'll attack with 1. I'll attack with 1. I know it's playing it a little safe, but we are quite low life total right now, so I'd rather not block with the Vault Scourge where possible, because I want to try and use that for repeated attacking and building it up with the Overseer. This is a really interesting game so far. Punts aside, obviously. Feel like this is a K command off the top. Or no, this is probably Brutality actually. Brutality would be kind of rough here. They'd hit the Vault Scourge on the... Oh, that's... Yeah, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. That was a pretty weak card for them to hit, I think, so... yeah, they get back the ball lightning. That's fine. I would be willing to block the Flamekin Harbinger or the Thunderkin Awakener here, so I'm actually gonna pop here, say okay, and then kill the ball lightning. I take 1. Yeah, they're yeah, I feel like I'm in a good spot now because they've only got 1 card in hand as well, and they haven't really been playing it out, so it kind of gives me the impression that they're kind of low on gas. Yeah, they just quit out. They just quit out. That's nice. So despite accidentally putting too many, sideboard cards in and not pulling enough out, that actually went pretty well. Yes, I'd like to win the die roll and play first. Okay, so got quite a few lands. I think we can do better. London Mulligan's really good for decks like this. Yeah, this is fine. I'll pitch an island. So ideal card off the top here, I think, would actually be like Ornithopter, because then I would be able to next turn play actually any 1 mana artifact really, because we can play Ethereum Sculptor next turn, then play that, or play Chief Engineer and an Ornithopter, and that'll allow us to convoke the Ethereum Sculptor, which would be quite nice. See how it goes. See what we got here. Come on. Against the blue-black deck, I think getting the Thorn of Amethyst out is probably not terrible here. Yeah, I'll just get the Thorn out. It's weird because people keep forgetting that Thorn of Amethyst is a card that's legal in Modern. Everybody just sees it as a legacy card because, well, a lot of the time you don't really have much use for it, but sometimes you do. Okay, so I can... you've been watching Hardy Box and Jerry Girls on Netflix recently. Do you think the American phrase "What's cracking" is us stealing "What's the crack"? Maybe. Leanne knows much more on our Ireland-based things, so she's gonna come over and probably educate us all now. So.
Well, hello.
Oh fuck! Here we go.
Also, well done on watching Dairy Girls. It's a great show. There are some phrases that are in, I think, American culture that have come from how we speak, but I'm not 100% sure on that. There are also ones that are nonsense and like we think came from us, but it's just internet nonsense. But I'm going to check about what's cracking because I want to know.
Yeah, I was checking it up for you now.
Yeah.
It's to find out what's cracking with it.
Yeah.
They're gonna push my thing. You're gonna push my engineer. Yep, there it is. Most of what you know about Ireland comes from reading Artemis Fowl.
Yeah, good stuff.
I feel like this may not be a good match for me, and maybe I should have led with something other than the Thorn, but maybe not. It does seem to be slowing them down a little bit here, so that's something, I guess. You read a James Joyce short story once.
Good, fair play. Don't think we have.
Yeah, we don't even do that.
Some people do, but
we're not people. Boop boop. A portrait of the artist as a young man.
Ah, yeah, that's good.
So 1, 2, 3, 4,
Portrait of there, yeah.
Okay. Let's get this ballista out. And then I tapped it this way because it means that I can attack with the Ethereum Sculptor for 1, so let's get that out there.
One word that you might have heard that comes from Irish is, have you ever heard like certain types of shoes been referred to as brogues? As in B-R-O-G-U-E? Brogues?
You might be a little quiet back there, you might have to talk louder.
Brogues!
No, you don't have to shout.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Like kind of fancy outdoor shoes. But brogue, B-R-O fada, which is like that line over the vowel O. G is the Irish word for shoe. So that is something that the English language has gotten from us, among other things.
Anglicized.
Brogue.
What is our opponent doing? They're just fetches and push that deck. Maybe this Thorn has actually been hurting them quite hard. It has! It's fairies! Oh, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. This Thorn has actually been incredibly good. It took them their whole turn to do that. Okay. What is in fairies that has activated abilities? JTMS? Maybe? You know what? We don't have to worry about it just yet because we can turn this on. We can set this up. We can swing in now with the team. Get in their team. You might like this. It's playing just a bunch of crap out of the board like super fast.
Yeah.
Let's name. What are we gonna name? I think it's just Chase the Mind Sculptor.
Go for it. It's a solid one to not have to deal with anyway.
Ja, say the Mind Sculpteur. Yeah, let's go for that. They won't even be able to cast it this turn either, which is quite nice.
Another one I do know that is in American slang that comes from us. Do you want us to keep talking for a second, or is there a
No,
free?
talk louder.
Oh, talk louder. Sorry. Do you know? You've heard somebody saying, "Do you dig it?" It's like old slang. Do you dig it? Have you heard?
Never heard that in my life.
Okay. To dig it, it would have been old, like 60s, 70s sort of slang, but that's widely accepted as having come from the Irish language, because if we're asking, can you dig it? Exactly, yeah. Because if you in Irish,
Oh, can you dig it?
yeah,
I thought you said D-O dig it, and I'm like, that's
No.
what?
because in Irish, to understand is take or hig, and so we were, came over to America and trying to talk to people, and we were asking people if they understand. We'd be saying like, the question, do you understand, is undigging to. So, dig. Do you dig it?
Dig.
Mm-hmm.
60 slang from the jive, apparently.
And
I'll convoke it with this.
that would have been back when the Irish weren't exactly wanted. So, no blacks, no Irish, no dogs.
Spell stutter sprite. Yeah, I guess that does. Ooh, actually, I think I'm willing to lose the ballista over this one.
I need to go back to work.
Yes.
I have work to do.
Yeah, I'll pop back in a moment or two, I suppose.
If I hear something that interests me.
Yeah. Leanne likes talking about Irish things because she knows about Irish things. I think our opponent is dead. Because now they just take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 more. Correct? Yeah! Turns out that Thorn was actually incredibly powerful to play on turn 2. Okay. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Okay, so they're gonna have stuff like Thoughtseize and that kind of thing. And with kind of more removal heavy decks like that, I really like Hangerback Walker. I think Walking Ballista is too good in this matchup, in most matchups. I think we can cut a Revoker or two. I think. It's probably fine, right? I like the idea of Mystic Forge here. Neuroplastique, welcome along, my friend. This is game 2 in match 2. And we won the first set of games, so we're doing okay. We're doing okay. It feels fun so far. We went up against Rakdos Balls, and now we're against Fairies, of all things, which is interesting. I don't think any graveyard-based stuff is worth it here. I don't think they have enough. I kind of like Copter. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like Copter for this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring the Copters in, and I think I'll pull down a Mystic Forge. I'll pull down. The Throne feels pretty good. Is it? Do we just pull the Mystic Forges? I'll pull an Ornithopter, I guess. I still have 4 cuts to make. Jesus. I'm actually gonna pull a Chief Engineer because I think Ethereum Sculptor definitely feels like it's the stronger card in this kind of setup where we're bringing in a lot of the X creatures and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna drop one more Forge, and then maybe we don't bring them all in. Maybe we'll just bring in like 2. Yeah, seems fine. Seems fine. Let's go. Great thing about this deck as well, just while we're waiting for it there, I'll bring it up on what's it called here. That hand looks alright. This deck, Ballista aside, is actually very cheap. The Thorns are the most expensive thing at like $60 in paper. But the whole thing is $320 in paper, which is pretty sick. So we can get our entire hand out on the board on turn 2, but then what does it do? That's the thing. What does it do? It doesn't really do anything. I suppose we can cycle the Waterlogged Cove. Yeah, look, let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. It's fine. We'll have 3 creatures out on turn 1. It's no big deal. Thoughtseize, here it comes. Inquisition, sure. They can take their pick. Probably Hangerback Walker, I would imagine. Yep. That is fine, opponent. Ethereum Sculptor, yeah, that's pretty good, I guess. Get out the Blink Moth. Get out the Vault Scourge. Pay a bit of that life. I keep forgetting that we can drag stuff out, but it never works properly on Moto. Like, see, you just drag it and it asks if you want to cast it. Like, why though? Another deck that I actually really want to try, and I think might actually go well as a way to sort of meld with this deck, might actually be something like Loxobots, which I haven't seen in a long time. That was a thing around. Oh, when was it? Ravnica Allegiance, roughly. It was basically, it had Thalia and Venerated Loxodon, and then just Affinity. And I kind of like that. X equals 2. Okay. Okay. That's fair enough. Yep. Fair enough. That is unfortunate, but hey, we'll do what we can. Kind of like the idea of playing the island out here, activating the Nexus. I don't want to really add any more to the board, so I think I'm just gonna swing with the 2 of these and just hope for the best. So next turn we can potentially play Ethereum Sculptor, Steel Overseer if they pop the explosives. The problem is though, if they leave the explosives out, not go well for us. That's pretty good. I think I'm willing to bait out the EE here. So if we can bait this out next turn, hopefully we'll be pretty good. Come on, crack the explosives. Crack the explosives. Yes. Alright. I can live with that. I can live with that. Not ideal, but I can live with it. Actually, if we draw a land this coming turn, double Overseer is gonna get out of hand pretty quickly, I think. Be 4 power on the 2 of these Ornithopters total per turn. Seems pretty decent. Land? Oh well. To me, it feels like they have Cryptic. So no matter what we do, we're not really in a great spot. So I'm going to just try it anyway. Yeah, this is going to be Get an Island Cryptic. Feels like it anyway. Or get a swamp, okay. Yep. That'll do it. Downside to Ornithopters. They don't do anything. Not by themselves, anyway. Yeah, it really feels like this hand was just slightly off. It didn't really have a way of rewarding you for emptying onto the battlefield really quickly, so a bit unfortunate. Okay, land is actually pretty good here, so sorry everybody, my mouse has just decided to screw up. Whoa, what's going on here? Okay, mouse is back working. Okay, so at least with this, what we can do is we can play this out. If they counter this, we can still activate Blink Moth if we want to, but I think... Yeah, look, I think we're just gonna have to do it. I don't think we're gonna get much greater benefit from this point, so I think we have to try and commit here. There are too high life total for having 5 lands, I think. Now, if they just have push, I think we're just dead in the water. But we'll see. I hope they have not got that. I also hope they don't have a languish. If they have like a languish or something, I'm gonna be very sad. Okay. Yep, that's that. Mystic Sanctuary off the top for the win. Let's go. Copter's not the actual worst, so I can kind of live with it. I'm willing to try and crack in with this. If they have a push for my land, well, rip, you know. I think I'm already fairly borked here, so yep. Kind of surprised that they haven't tried to get more islands to do the Mystic Sanctuary lock, but yeah, maybe they'll start doing it now or soon. Really like Mutavault. Very cool. Spell Stutter, just flashing it in. Alright. That's... Oh, are they gonna... They don't have the Mistbind Clique, do they? Because that's... mean. Yeah, they've got the upkeep. They've got the upkeep. Alright, in that case, I'm gonna draw a card. God damn it. Do I want to activate the Blink Moth? I guess I may as well. It doesn't really do anything otherwise, so... Not crew this. Mistbind Clique is one of my least favorite cards of all time. I can't stand it. it's so gross. Yeah, Champion of Fairy. Yep. It's not even that strong, to be honest, in the scheme of Modern. Like, it's not even that big of a deal. It's when I first started playing Modern and I had Scred, and I kept getting beaten down with Mistbind Cliques. That's where I was like, okay, you know what, I'm done. Problem here is that I don't want to attack into that with my Smuggler's Copter because both cards in my hand are fine. I guess I just didn't want to give them the satisfaction of tapping all my lands. That's gross. Yep. Yeah, they took Sculptor. If they have another Mistbind Clique, I will be conceding, I think. Because all I have to do is just tap Mutavault for colorless, pay it into Mutavault itself, turn it into a fairy, take that as a fairy, and then they've 8 power. It was Andrew Cox playing fairies against me. It was a while ago. It was a good while ago. When I say it was a good while, I mean like this was within 6 months of me starting Magic. Like it was quite a bit away. It was real gross. I did not like it. I did not like it one bit. Okay, our opponent knows about this ballista anyway, so I guess we'll activate it. And we'll use it to crew the... Yeah, we'll use it to crew. Done. One of 2 fairies players. Yeah, there aren't many. There are not many. If they have a removal spell, they'll use it here. It's probably a fatal push. If it's a fatal push, rip. Murderous Cut. I mean, yeah, I think that works. That works. Feel like we're not getting out of this one. Really feel like we're not getting out of this one. Yeah, the other one's like Yuta Takahashi, maybe. Yeah, I think you've kind of covered like all the fairies players in the world there. Andrew Cox, Yuta Takahashi. Yes. Let's go. What we got? Island. Okay. This is kind of rough, but we're gonna have to do it. I don't think there's any better way around here. They're just gonna have a counterspell as their last card, isn't it? Last card. Cryptic, counter draw. Okay, okay, so we can't attack because they'll activate the Mutavault and block the ballista. Is that big of a deal actually, now that I think about it? Is that bad? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, I feel like we're kinda dead here. Ballistas are good, but not after getting tempoed out. Good. Yep. There's no point in even killing this Mutavault because it doesn't shorten the clock. So I think honestly our best thing here is just take our beats. Take our beats, go to 1. I don't know what we can top deck that will get us out of this, but I don't know. Maybe it's something. Oh, another Mutavault. Oh, great. Great. Now we're definitely dead. I mean... it's a bit late, but like... we're jamming it anyway, right? In before they remand this. That's the ultimate insult right here. It's like, no, remand that. Oh, they're gonna spell stutter sprite. They're gonna activate Mutavault. They're gonna activate the other Mutavault and then spell stutter sprite. That's gross. That is gross. I mean, we can deal with it because we can just ping it, but like, then it doesn't. Then they've only got 3 fairies, so Mystic Forge resolves. But then we've a land on top, so we just lose anyway. I'm gonna ping myself. Screw this, you ain't killing me. Alright, sideboard. Let's go. Okay, what do we change? You know what this deck could do with, actually? Probably a couple dismembers. Probably a couple dismembers. We've no real way of killing a misbind. Or anything with more than like 2 toughness. I'm starting to think the hangerback walkers may not actually be all that good here. And that the forges may be better. If we're on the play, I think I like the idea of going back to how we were pre-board. I actually think I like that idea. Going back pre-board because we just stay synergistic and aggressive instead of trying to have ways to grind through. I think I like that idea. I think I like that. Let's bring back the Chief Engineer and the Ornithopter. We'll leave in the 2 hangerback walkers, I think. Yeah, I kind of like this idea. Leaving 2 Revokers out because they don't have a whole lot of targets for cards. Yes, let's go first. Okay, so this is really questionable, but ultimately this is a mulligan. I don't like having a single pain land as my source for mana. 2 Ornithopters. We do have payoffs for actually having Ornithopters in the first place, but we've got no way to make them bigger necessarily, and we don't have any cost reducers or anything, so I think this is a mulligan. God, this is awful. This is actually awful, but I guess we'll have to keep it. We don't really have much of a choice in this one. If we bottom turn the Godfarer, we will never see it again because we've no way to shuffle our library, so I think we'll hold on to that. I think we keep this, and this is gonna sound weird, but I think we actually put away Phyrexian Revoker and just try and play, like, if we can get one of these 2 out. Like, I want to play around Thoughtseize and keep the 2 of these because these seem to be incredible in this matchup. Throne is very, very good and we won't see it again. You know what? Yeah, screw it. Let's get rid of Forge because at least then we have a threat. This is a very, very questionable hand. I don't think it's necessarily good to keep, but for science, we'll keep it. Let's see what happens. I know that I know that we're not really too pressured on life, but Double Waterlog Grove is not brilliant. If they take Revoker, it will hint at me that they... Yeah, okay, they wanted to get rid of 1 Thorn. That's fair, I guess. I think that's what they fear more here, so... Yeah, screw it. We're gonna have to do it. Ow, ow. And then let's cast this and ship the turn. Hopefully draw a land or a cost reducer will be reasonable, I suppose. This doesn't feel like it mulligans particularly well. It feels like it needs... Oh my god, are you kidding me? Okay. I guess. This is so painful. I guess we now attack with Ornithopter. Yeah, this was a bad keep. This is a very bad keep. Our opponent is at least 3 turns off casting a Cryptic though, so that's something, right? Well, that's something. I actually think I'm gonna crack one of these and draw a card. Okay. Okay. How do we How do we do this? I think I'm gonna go to combat. Angerback Walker has nice synergy with John and God Pharaoh, by the way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. As much as I don't want to. Paying 2 to get out a 1/1 Hangerback Walker is not amazing. We're down to 13 by our own land. Not exactly what I want to be doing right now, but they've no real pressure. I mean, if they want to push that now, yeah, I mean, that's fine. They're using a push on something that I bring in specifically to deal with push, so yeah, no biggie, I guess. So they still don't have cryptic mana because of the thorn, which I quite like. Chief Engineer would actually be quite good here, because then we can convoke out the Revoker from there. Oh, Overseer's also quite nice. Yeah, well, I think I'm going to go swinging anyway. And then I think we just have to try and get this Overseer on the board. If we get this out and they don't push it, we'll be doing very well. That's asking a lot though, so. Here comes a push on the Overseer. Oh, snap push. Okay, snap push, sure. It's actually much worse. Yeah. Yeah, you get it. You get it. Oh, they're using our resources against us pretty well. Yep. That's pretty rough. Yeah, feels like push decks don't play nice with our strats, I don't think. If they shock this in, they're telling me they have a cryptic. Yeah. Okay, so they have a cryptic, so I think we're best off not casting things this turn if possible. Maybe. It depends. I guess it depends on what it is that they have here. What you got? EE on cast with 2 color. Okay, sure. So you got 2 counters on it. Okay, that's rough. That is very rough. Yeah, engineered explosives, like, yeah, it bodies this deck pretty hard. They're just gonna crack that now, are they? If they crack that now, we've basically got nothing left. However, you could force the action here. And name EE, because if this resolves, they have to crack this now, basically. Because if they don't, yeah. So we're not horribly off here. I'm gonna name engineered explosives. I think. Yeah, it seems like the way for them to be able to deal with most things that we have. So. Swing in. I feel like in the mana base we could have an Academy Ruins. I think, so that we could get back stuff. Maybe it's a little fringe, but X equals 1. Thorn says pay 2, use 2 colors. Yeah. It's interesting. All right. So. I'm gonna swing with this. I don't want to attack because they have the Mutavault there. I'm going to attempt Chief Engineer. You got a Cryptic. You got your Cryptic. Does this warrant your casting Cryptic for a change? Oh, activating Mutavault. Okay, okay. Yep, so they have Spell Stutter. Yeah. They've got so many counter spells. They've got so many counter spells. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. The player in Spell Stutter, I should have attacked with the Phyrexian Revoker because then they would have been possibly inclined to want to block. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. These are the kind of lines that you would learn by playing with a deck quite a bit. So for picking it up again for the first time in, I want to say, a year, that's not too bad so far. What I've learned. Okay, so they're not attacking. They're doing it in our draw step. It's a V-click. Yeah, I feel like this V-click is just gonna kind of seal the deal here. Steel Overseer went away, but Ballista now is in our hand, so I don't know, that seems pretty good. I feel like attacking. Do I want to attack with both? Do I want to attack with both? I think I do. I think I do, because at this point, what does it really matter? Let's see if they want to fire up. They don't want to fire the Mutavault. They might block spells that are on the... Yeah, that's fine. That's not a big deal. Big deal here is if... Let me see. So, we can count this as Chief Engineer, and then the Ballista we can get down for 1. That's fine, I guess. It's worth the risk, I think. This is at least something. Because now what we can do is we can block the Mutavault with the Ballista and ping the V-click. Which I think is not too bad. What are they playing main phase? They don't normally play main phase. Yeah, that's not good. That's really bad, actually. Yep, let's go with yeah, you got your Damnation. Then activate Mutavault, hit us. Yeah, they seem like they're quite low on resources as well, but we're now just dead in the water, I think. Ballista. Doesn't do enough, I don't think. Kind of tempted to pop a Waterlog Grove and just see what we draw into. Yeah, because Ballista by itself isn't going to do anything. Sculptor. No, I think we're dead. I think we're dead here. I'm sure there were a couple of lines that we could have taken, or that I could have taken, that would have resulted in a better outcome, but if we get an untapped mana source here, we might actually be okay-ish. If that makes sense. But there's also a good chance that we're not, so... So, how's everybody's quarantine going, by the way? And by quarantine, I mean, like, self-isolation, social distancing, whatever you're doing. Oh, God. Yeah, okay, that's game. That's definitely game. I actually get rid of Ballista? Guess you can't go to magic events. Yeah, it sucks. All right, it sucks. I go to quite a few local ones myself often, and yeah, this has been hard. It's been hard. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I think we're as good as dead here. They've got the 2 thingamadingers. You want to go to mystery draft this weekend? Yeah, I'd love to have gone to a mystery draft. Give it a go. I haven't played it yet, so would like to give it a try. That was unfortunate, that game, but look, we'll just jump into another one, and I'll hopefully do better this time. Yeah, there were a couple of it's weird. Like a lot of people say about modern being like, you know, if you know your deck, you'll be able to do, and you know the format, you'll be able to do pretty well. And for the most part, that is true. And like you can pick up a deck. Like I'm quite used to just picking up rando decks and just running with it. So you can kind of get like 70 to 80% there. Within the first like hour of picking up the deck, but it's all these little lines that you feel like you're punting on and that kind of thing. You'll learn, and you're like, after a week or 2, you're like, okay, I'm getting there now. So, it does seem like a real blast. Yeah, you're leading the Gamers World Modern League, so you need the shutdown to go 3 more weeks to take the win. Play Abzan Devoted Vizier and Grixis Death Shadow Modern. Yeah, like both of the, like I don't think either of those would necessarily be tier 1. They'd be somewhat close, but like the Grixis Death Shadow more so. But like once you know your deck, like, and you know the format and how to deal with each thing, then I think you're kind of good no matter what you got, really. I like this hand. I like this hand quite a bit. Just gotta decide on what to keep now. So we're on the draw. What does everybody reckon we should drop here? The cards that I kind of feel like I definitely want to hold on to are kind of these ones, I think. But I could see an argument for Overseer being moved over, and in place of, maybe I'm just dropping the Mystic Forge. Like, it's gonna be a while till I cast something like that. I think it's Forge. Yeah, let's go Forge. All right, Vergara. Yeah, I'd love to play a bit more modern at the moment. I might actually throw a few games later on with some affinity, because the budget affinity lists that I played with before are all still legal, because they didn't have Mox Opals. But on top of that, they also have now got, like I said earlier, all the glitters, and that is essentially crappy versions 5 through 8 of cranial plating. So I'm kind of okay with running 8 platings. Venture deeper? Sure, yeah. Okay. I can dig it. I can dig it. Oh, okay. Okay, we're against Crabvine, I think. Maybe it's Merfolk Vine, who knows. What did I draw there? Ethereum Sculptor. Okay. So I'll go this. Then next turn we can do something. We can definitely do something. Oh, next turn we can empty our hand if we do this right, I think. Because we can go Chief Engineer, tap Signal Pest and Chief Engineer for Ethereum Sculptor, tap Ethereum Sculptor for Steel Overseer, tap Steel Overseer for Thorn of Amethyst. That sounds pretty good, actually. They're going to be off doing their own thing, and to be honest, it's going to be terrifying. So, like, yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to have an empty hand this turn. Oh, that was a pretty good one. I don't think we're going to have a very good matchup against this, as suggested by the... as suggested by the what you call it? Oh god, here we go. As suggested by the 5 pieces of graveyard hate in the sideboard. Oh, they got a Vengevine there as well. So they haven't... Did they cast... Oh, they cast the crab this turn. So all they have to do now is just cast Gravecrawler, and then they get back the Vengevine, and then Prized Amalgam will come back at the end of the turn, and they have an Archimedes as well. Oh god. This is all going off. This is all going off. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. At least they've only got one Vengevine, so... Oh, Gurmag. Oh, God, no. What? This is turn 2? How are people not playing with this deck more? The Crabvine. It seems really good. Yeah, it's just a casual 10 power on turn 2. Sorry, 13 power on turn 2. That was a nuts start. That was a hell of a nuts start. I mean, look, I know we're gonna have a good turn, but like not that good. Pay this, pay for this. Christ on the bike. Pay for this. Yeah, these feel somewhat outclassed. Anyway, here's my tapped board. I lose the game. Go. Yeah, no, there's nothing we could do against a start like that. That was absolutely insane. Absolutely nuts. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Now we're super dead. But hey, I'll just have 6. I'll let them do their thing.
Get my steps.
Nan's getting her steps in again. Okay.
Nice dog outside.
Oh god, we're in trouble. Wow, how much power is this now? Jeez. This is turn 3, 4, 8, 11, 16, 17. We're taking 17 this turn, turn 3. Yep. Some messed up stuff there. Oof. Okay, cool. So, sideboard. Sideboard. Let's get some cages in. Let's get some relics in. And honestly, I don't think we're going to have time for a Mystic Forge. So, let's get rid of those. We can use Ballista to take care of like little things like Narcomoebas and stuff. That's fine. How do we doing this? How are we doing this? The Revokers don't seem particularly good here either. So I think it's like that? Maybe? If anyone else has any suggestions on this, I'd be open to them, but I don't see anything that could stand out here. Like, I know they're just gonna bring in like all the artifact and enchantment hate anyway, but mostly artifact hate because I mean we're an artifact deck, so makes sense. But Yeah, I mean, yeah. The more I look at the mana base, the more I think we can actually definitely utilize some land slots more. I think, was it yourself, John Dorian Smith, there earlier on, that you were talking about Field of Ruin? Was it yourself? I think we can also fit a Mutavault or two in here, maybe. Could do a Blast Zone. I know a lot of our stuff's on 2, so it's not ideal, but probably worth trying out, because like what's gonna happen, like we can't, like if we don't have a basic out and someone Blood Moons us, we can still cast everything in our deck bar 2 cards, so I think it's probably alright. I'm gonna keep this hand on the power of Relic alone. That's all I gotta say on the matter. I do feel like Thorn of Amethyst is also actually a card that we should realistically have probably taken out, but hey, look. This is one of those live and learn kind of times. So I'm not sure if it's correct to play Relic turn 1, but I guess we'll find out. It might be an idea to just run out Signal Pest and just sort of see what happens, but then because they're running black, they run into the possibility of us getting Thought Seized, so yeah, it could be any number of things. So okay, Ghost Quarter is nice. I think I want to run this out and Signal Pest and start the race. I think that's the best bet that we have. If they just end up milling over a Narcomoeba or something here, it's going to be unfortunate, but what can we do? Yep, Crab on turn 2. Okay, Gravecrawler in the bin. Sure. You crack that, you mill the thing over. If you get a Vengevine here, we're going to be in serious trouble. Because then they'd be able to cast a Gravecrawler from the bin. And okay, they got a Creep and Chill, and there appears to be, what is that? Oh, Glimpse the Unthinkable. Oh, sure. Yeah, not a whole lot we could do on that, really, I guess. But hey. Garmag Angler. God damn. That's too consistent. That is far too consistent. I mean, I could have, like, with the fetch on the stack, I could have done it, but like I didn't honestly think they would have another one there, so that's kind of bogus, but nothing can be done, I guess. This doesn't feel like a particularly good match, I don't think. What's relevant here? Is anything relevant anymore? I guess Cage probably, but okay, if we go to combat anyway, we're gonna gain some life, I guess. This turn we're gonna take 7. We will go to 8. Now, what happens if we play Throne here? They'll go to 14. We'll be forced to keep attacking, or we'll feel compelled to keep attacking. I could play Ballista, ping the Gravecrawler, tap Relic. Maybe that's the play. Really wanted to save it for the Crab though, because the Crab will just keep everything churning, but I guess there's not a lot we can do about it. We'll see what they do here. Round 2, untapped. I really want to respond by... Okay, they shouldn't have done that with it on the stack. Because, well, I suppose I can understand where they're coming from. I don't think that's the right play, but sure, we'll see. We'll see. Weird stack interactions. Let's go. We gained 4 life. That's not inconsequential. So... their mill was terrible. That's a good start. That's a good start. Gonna glimpse themselves. This is big deal though. Oh no. Oh no. Jeez, that attack is sick. Yep. 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 Time to get murdered. Yeah, milling over 10 is pretty gross. Glimpsing yourself. Imagine the time in this economy, milling yourself for 10. So they're back at 20. Oh no. Yeah, I feel like Creeping Chill makes that deck very good. Sorry, I'm gonna yield to these. These are also annoying. Not sure how we beat this now, especially with an Archimedes out. I think we needed to get Cage down last turn, but then again, they would have just. Yeah, no, Cage was actually the right thing, because if we played Cage, we would have had 1 mana up, and then they would have had to destroy the Cage. Excuse me. They would have had to destroy the Cage instead, leaving us with 1 mana and the open relic, which meant that they wouldn't have been able to do anything, but that would have also meant that we wouldn't have really had anything on the board. Yeah, I think we were kind of screwed no matter what, but really don't think it's the way out of this. It's through not attacking anyway, but yeah. Yep, let's just take our beats. Take our beats. Yep. Amalgam, yep. Combat. I mean, we survived this attack, but not very well. I think, is that the best thing for us to do here? We'll end up net loss of 4. Go to 4. Yeah, I can't think of. Yeah, no, we're toast. We're toast. Yeah, that didn't feel like it would be a particularly good match, all things considered. Let's jump in. We can do 2 more. Each stream would have 5 games in it, so we've done 3 now. We've unfortunately lost 2, but I'm learning why. I've learned the reasoning behind how I lost those games, so that's a net positive, I think. This seems like a really good hand. We could really get somewhere with this. Let's keep. So we could turn 1 Vault Scourge, turn 2 Chief Engineer, Signal Pest, Throne. Yeah, that seems good. I think we're against E-Tron. Most E-Tron lists run like 1 or 2 Zalfram Voids, but I don't know of any other deck that runs them. This deck could probably run it actually. What did I draw there? A Thorn. Okay, so let's Vault Scourge. I feel like this match might actually be okay. Maybe. Because they're low on removal if they are E-Tron. Oh, they're not. They're some weird deck. Yeah, that does change things quite a lot. Feel like I don't want to run that out into anything. I think I'm just going to play Thorn here, to be honest. I think just slow down whatever they're doing, if possible. Zalfrin Void, though. That's... Zalfrin Void and then a Braid. Like... Is it... What? Sorry, what? I've got to deal with a Rabble Master now? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Yep. This is... worst nightmare scenario right now. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. So, Ghost Quarter. If we go Chief Engineer, we can get a few things out. They're all kind of tapped, but hey, you know what? Now we can get... We can get a Signal Pastille Overseer. I think that's probably the best thing we can do. Yeah. I think that's probably best. It's unfortunate that we had to get Rabble Mastered and Abraded on turn 2 is pretty rough. If that Vault Scourge had been sitting around, we would have been real good. Blood Moon is fine. Yep, like I said, we can 100% deal with this. So it's like it's a mono red prison then. Okay, that's not that bad. I don't think. Maybe. Looks like we're taking 6, going to 11. That's not great, but hopefully we'll be able to do a little better here. So what's the best way to go about this? So I'm going to revoke her and I'm going to name Chandra Torch of Defiance because that is a very popular finisher in the mono red lists. So I'm going to go with that. Now we could... No? Okay, so I think what I want to do here, I'm gonna tap the Signal Pest and the 2 islands, and then I'm gonna tap these, but this put a counter on all the creatures. The Throne will make them take 2 for that. I don't want to attack just yet because I want to try and soak up some damage where I can, but ultimately we're gonna have to deal with the fact that this Rabble Master is gonna hit us for a lot, and quite soon actually. I feel like we're gonna get Bridge. Oh no. Well, at least Throne gets around that, right? At least Throne gets around that, but that's just another Abrade away, so... Yep. You got a friend. Okay, so how big is this? That's 5 and they're 8. Well, hold on. We can definitely block one of these. Do I want to risk losing this? Not yet. Not yet. I'll take 6 and I'll go to 5. That I'm willing to do for now, I guess. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to try and tap creatures to... If they have a bolt, I'm going to be real sad. Chalice? On... Chalice on what? Zero? Okay. Chalice on 0 seems... fine? So I'm going to play Steel Overseer and I'm going to tap... How am I going to do this? Chief Engine... No. What's the... Hold on. What's the exact wording on Ensnaring Bridge again? Creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand can't attack. So currently Signal Pest and Chief Engineer can attack. So... I'm going to Steel Overseer by tapping... Phyrexian Revoker? No. I need that to block the Rabble Master. Oh, they can't attack with this anyway, but they can attack next turn, so... Ooh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not blocking with the Revoker, so I'm going to tap that. And I'm going to tap... Chief Engineer, because I won't be trading them off. So then I'll be... I won't be attacking with anything, but I'll tap this to put a counter on everything. They're gonna lose 3. I think Throne is how we win this game, or just a big old ballista. But we're gonna have to see what our opponent gets here. Second bridge is fine. Okay, so yeah, they don't have anything in hand, so nothing can attack. I feel like that was a mistake on our opponent's part, but hey. I'm gonna put a counter on everything. Put a counter on everything. I'm gonna play this. Gets countered. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think Throne might actually do it for us. Strangely, as weird of a win condition that is, but. Gotta love it when your opponent plays Simian Spirit Guide. Hard casting. Okay, beginning the combat. End step. All good. Thorn. This is actually pretty good because now we can start tapping more stuff to get it out. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then I'm gonna put counters on everything. And our opponent is gonna take 5. And then they can only attack with the 1/1s next turn. So will max go to 1? Oh, it's a risky play, but maybe they just don't have a bolt. Combat. They're going to attack with the 4. We got a 1. Oh, this is tight. This is tight. We play a land. We're gonna end up losing because of tapping out too hard that turn. Yeah, that was not good. Why's that got a... oh, that can attack, right. Yeah, we can't do it this turn. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I think we're dead. I think we're dead because they have... all they have to do is keep those cards in hand, and then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. Yeah, they got us eventually. That's unfortunate. Yep, I think we're just gonna take it here. We're kind of screwed no matter what, right? We don't have anything we can do here. Nope. Yeah, no, we dead. We dead. Okay, post board. Let's go. I feel like considering this runs blue that we could probably run some counter spells to sort of help protect us a little bit. So they don't really use graveyard, so that's not a big deal. They might bring in sweepers, in which case Hangerback Walker's probably alright. Hex Parasite maybe, because a lot of their win cons are Planeswalkers. You just pay 2 life and kill the Planeswalker, but let's try it. Let's try it out. Let's bring that in. Let's bring in I really feel like this deck needs like a Blast Zone or something. Though this list 5-0'd, so someone's doing something right. I feel like we kind of have some decent answers to a lot of their problems. Like, we don't really care about Blood Moon. We don't really care that much about Bridge either, because Signal Pest and Ornithopter get under it. And then Signal Pest obviously pumping it. Ballista can obviously shoot them in the face as well. Thorn of Amethyst, maybe actually not all that good here. Throne was very, very powerful. Revoker worked well as well. I actually think we're pretty well set up for this match. The more I look at the deck, the more I think we're actually pretty good. And I think it's possibly Steel Overseer that might not be the good card here because of Bridge. It's gonna sound mad, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna pull 2 Overseer and just take it from there. Really? I would like to take the play. This doesn't feel like a very good hand, but these cycle, so I'm kind of not too bothered. And we're also not going to be under massive pressure too quickly, hopefully. Am I just talking myself into keeping a terrible hand? I think I am. I think I am. This is slightly better, and I'm gonna pitch a Ghost Quarter. I'm pitch a Ghost Quarter because 2 lands is fine. Hopefully we can get a Thorn down this turn. Yeah, I'm gonna get a Thorn down this turn. And then next turn I can Ethereum Sculptor Signal Pest, hopefully. And then the following turn if I get a land I can Forge. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I think this seems to be reasonable for a setup. Now the thing that can kill me here is an Abrade. Though that won't happen for at least a turn. Hopefully, so. Pass it over to the opponent. Combat step. Oh, I like the way they're passing and not doing anything. That implies that what we did was smart. Feels like this is going to help us get ahead a bit now. That was a nice turn. Next turn we can start swinging, get some damage in. And they still can't cast a bridge, which is quite nice. They can abrade the thorn this turn if they wanted to. They'd have to tap out for it. Exile Simian Spirit Guide. Oh, God, that hurts. Yep, that was not ideal. That was not ideal. Mystic Forge is going to help us come back if we get a land, though. Which we didn't, because of course we didn't. But if the Chief Engineer stays alive this turn, we can get... no, we can't. We have to wait. We have to get a land or 0 cost artifact. I'm not entirely convinced that they should have kept Blood Moon in, but... Oh, right, because it costs more, right. Goddamn. Yep. Alright, feel like it's just Chandra. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that locked us up pretty good here. Kill the Chief Engineer. Yeah, we've got no hope of casting this Mystic Forge now. We're stuck under our own thorn. Ballista for 1 and kill Chandra actually seems okay, so... Two mana kill target Planeswalker is kind of reasonable, right? I quite like Mono Red Prison decks. I quite like locking up the early to mid game and then just applying pressure in ways that are hard to disrupt. Bridge. Sure. Still maintaining that Blast Zone should definitely be something that's in this deck. But yeah, we're stuck with these forges now. This is an unfortunate turn of events. Second Blood Moon. Yep, you got it. Yeah, because like a Blast Zone on 3 here would take care of all our issues, really. I mean, we're not under any pressure yet, which is good. Like, there's still time. Like, we could just go land here and then get Mystic Forge online, but our opponent's probably more likely to pull out of this than we are at this stage. Another Chandra. What you got? Oh god, Chalice on 2 is basically game over. Oh yeah, Chalice on 2. That's like 70% of our deck. I'm gonna swing at our opponent. I'm not gonna put counters on the Vault Scourge because it's the same amount of damage going across, but what's gonna happen is this is gonna get too big to attack under bridge. I'm gonna have to pass the turn here. I can't play a Ballista out on 2, but if I get a land here, I can play it out on... Oh Jesus. Yep. Yeah, we're not really able to do a whole lot yet. So, we can play this on 2 now because its CMC is 4. So that's something, but it probably won't be able to attack through bridge for very long. Nice move, opponent. Nice move. Nice move. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, empty the hand. Okay, Island and then Mystic Forge. Let's go. Really? I'm gonna pay 1 life and exile this. Okay, we know we're getting our land drop next turn. There is potential for us to actually get out of this as a result, but we have to see how we do. Okay, so I'll play this. I'll cast this. I'll exile the top card. I'll play this. Do I want to cast a second Thorn? I don't think so. I feel like I've done this incorrectly now. God damn. I should probably just play the second Forge. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass here. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. Alright, opponent, what you got? What you got? How good is your top deck? Robin Master's a pretty good top deck. Not gonna lie. They're gonna build up until... Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. Sure. Let's play this. Gets countered. I keep forgetting that. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna have to put a counter on this and kill Rabble Master. I'll exile the top card. See if we can get anything else. Play this for 0, sure. Another Thorn, jeez. Alright. Yeah, what we need to... ideally what we can get here is like a Signal Pest or... This Chalice on 2 is actually extremely detrimental to our game plan here, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, because if we had this or something, that would be pretty nuts out here. But I'm gonna exile the top card. See what we get. Still the same thing. I'm gonna play this. As much as I don't want to. I think we can afford to get rid of the top. 4th Thorn? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, let's just hope our opponent fades this draw step, I guess. They've been fading a few now, so maybe? Like if they just don't have something like a Chandra here, we're kinda good. If they have a Chandra, we're in a lot of trouble. But let's see. That's massive. What is this? What's our opponent doing? 8 mana? They know this is modern and they're not playing Tron, right? What's happening? I think... I don't know what they're doing because they're all mountains. They all tap for red, so I don't know what they're trying to do. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's so it's everything in on the ballista then at this point, I believe. That's quite rough. I think the best thing we can do is just pass the turn. If they find a way to remove this ballista, we're quite troubled. We'd be in a lot of trouble. Let's put a counter on this. Sure. Cast this, I guess. We can't cast a Revoker because of the Chalice. What's this weird non-Pioneer format? Welcome along, Trickster. CEDH, I personally just don't understand it really. I know people love it, but to me, when I want to take a break from like playing more competitive formats, I play Commander. I personally don't get the draw of it. If I want to play singleton formats that are competitive, I do play Canlander from time to time. The old Canadian Highlander. But what are they casting? Chalice 4? What are they doing? What are they doing? But in my opinion, the more, like, I know that a lot of people say that like the more formats there are, the more it splinters the play group. But like the play, there's so many players that you'll have enough players for all the formats you want. Realistically, you will. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna exile the top card of the library there, and okay. Well, I want that for next turn so that we can do something with this ballista. Because if we get that land out, it means we'll be able to pump the ballista twice a turn, which technically doubles our clock, which is these. Playing a ritual, yeah. So they want it so that we can't attack, basically. Alright, pump. Being a sunset performance for me, HP for all the rules and bounds engaged to play to win with all this available to you. Yeah, that sounds, to me that sounds not fun. I play Commander for fun. I don't play it to try and win. But again, I know that some people like it, so you can do that if you want to. Yeah, another bridge is fine. Our opponent is not finding any good gas here, so I'm pretty happy with that. Put a counter on ballista. Put a counter on ballista. If they just like Manamorphose Ley Line of Sanctity or some dumb crap like that, I'm gonna lose my mind. But I guess I'm gonna exile the top card here. What am I hoping to get, actually? Every time I do that, what am I hoping for here? I don't actually know. It's not that anyway, so let's get rid of it. Honestly, a signal pass to be insane, but wait, they don't have the chalice on, they don't have the chalice on 1. I'm a fool. Because their chalice got countered by their own chalice. Ah, god damn. Alright, cool. CDH, but on 9 to 10 power scale. Yeah. No, I get that. I just like, if someone was like, hey, do you want to play Commander? And I go, yeah, sure. And they go, what power level are we playing with? my deck's a 9, I'm like, I don't want to play Soz, but I play Commander for enjoyment, not for competitiveness, you know. I don't want to sit there with like my purposely bad deck to just then, you know, lose on turn 3 or whatever. That seems kind of crappy to me. Okay, Hex Parasite is actually really funny. I just realized now that that actually removes counters from things, so I can in fact remove counters from their Chalice. I can remove counters from Chalice. That's really funny. That's really funny. Now I can play 2-cost things again. Wait. What? Hold on. Did I not just remove 2 counters from that? Did I do that wrong? Let me just read this. Targeting Chalice of the Void. Remove up to X counters from target permanent. There's 2 charge counters on it. Did I select 0? God damn it. God damn it. Okay, I guess I bungled that one. Well, you know what? Let's just get in with these instead. You take 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then I ping you for 6. Yeah? GG? 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 We've worn down our time though. I don't think we can actually win this one. It's not normally fun for the opponent either. They want to face off against a deck similar power level usually. Yeah, exactly. Like there's been a lot of talk about power level and stuff in Commander, and sort of, you know, trying to the problem with the power level, that how it's perceived at the moment, and how it doesn't necessarily match up or line up with specific things and all this kind of stuff. Like, yeah, for sure. For sure. Like again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with, if you want to take Commander and you want to make it as competitive as possible, that's totally fine. Totally fine. It's a game and you should be entitled to enjoy it whatever way you want. I just personally don't like it that way, which I'm also entitled to. So but like I said, everyone should be able to enjoy it the way they want to, and that is why a better power scale needs to be made up, so that I personally think that the power scale that's there at the moment is actually fine, for roughly speaking, because CEDH players know that they're CEDH players and they're looking for other CEDH players, and that's fine. So that's grand. I think it's more around like the 4 to 7 kind of level, where people might have infinite combos, or they might just have like cool fun value deck, or it's slightly themed but it's still on the good playable side of things, you know, that kind of thing. That's fine. You know, like that, but it would be where the power scale would have to probably improve a little bit, you know. So yeah, I think like there are people that I play with Commander with in paper, and 1 or 2 of them that show up on occasion have like power level 8 or 9 decks, and like if they sit down to play against most of us, they know that we're on like say 4 to 6 or something like that, and they're like, oh, I'll just play this one instead, and that's fine, you know. They play the game that they want, and they play the game that they have the deck for, and they're happy about it, and it's cool. Now sometimes we'll do like an arch enemy kind of thing, where like it'll be like 2 or 3 of us with crappy decks against their like really powerful one. We'll still lose because it's a whole different world, you know, but would that be how it is? Our opponent appears to be a little salty because they're doing the Moto equivalent of roping us. If they want to wear down their time, little do they know I'm prepared to talk. I'm prepared to talk and talk and talk. But yeah. I was actually playing a game with my friends James and Gary there last night on Modo. Played a commander game, and I played with a General Tazri allies deck. I literally just went on to MTG Goldfish, went for user submitted decks, clicked commander, found Tazri, and went, oh yeah, I've been meaning to try her out. Selected the very first deck I saw, and then just had so much fun with it. It wasn't particularly high powered. I think the most expensive card in the entire deck was like the new Thassa or something, but it was so much fun. It was so enjoyable. But yeah, it was really good. Some ways the Sheldon Meaning code that makes the rules and no power over EDH players, CDH players follow the rules by the book without question. Entirely dependent on bans and bans by the RC. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like the reason that I see them as different is because, like, I know that effectively the main difference is, you know, it's just difference in like power of the deck and people metagaming and all that kind of stuff. And again, that's totally fine. But yeah, I find that, like, a friend of mine came along with a silver bordered commander. It was like the Count Doom or whatever it's called from Unstable. They had that, like, a counting deck, and they just showed up with that, and we were like, hell yeah, let's go, let's do it. You know, obviously silver bordered cards aren't legal in Commander, but like we were just like, yeah, whatever, like it's cool, you know. And that same person where that brings down like the 8 or 9 power decks was like, yeah, screw it, this seems like lots of fun, you know. Like a lot of people have a tendency to, like, what I find is the majority of people that have Commander as like their primary format, hey, we won, that has Commander as their primary format, has a tendency to have it as more casual. Like they don't tend to go towards like, oh, what form, what, like if you were to ask someone what format do you play and their main format was Commander, you would hear Commander more than you would hear CEDH. Now that's obviously because, you know, the player pools are larger and stuff, obviously, but I feel that a lot of it is tended towards the more casual. You know what, I'm gonna stop using casual. Like Brian Devon Marshall talked about this before, and I think he's correct. I think that the proper term that should be used is social, because casual implies crap, and that's not the case at all. You know, but I think your should have responsibility of buying Flash. I have no opinion on that, because I've literally never played against someone playing Flash, and I don't play 1v1 Commander at all, because 1v1 Commander is too competitive for me. I want to sit there and do dumb stuff and interact with people, so that's why I see that they're different. No one will ever play CEDH 4 ways. Would I like to play first? You got it. Okay, this is going to be the last game or the last round of the day for me, I think. You know what? I'm going to keep this because we've got basically a grand kind of affinity start that if we get another land, we can start going a bit silly. So I'm kind of okay with this. Like, we could turn 2 Mystic Forge with this hand if we get a land on the next turn, so I'm pretty good with that. I'm gonna play at Signal Pest and Ornithopter. Ornithopter, off you go. Oh, come on, Tron. All right, let's see what we can do. See if we can do dumb stuff. On the plus side, Ugin's Minus is gonna do little to nothing against us. Land. Ooh, goddamn. Okay. Sure. Let's go with that, and then go to combat and attack. Yeah, that wasn't ideal. If we had a land there, we would have been able to go. Would that have been a turn 2? No, it wouldn't have been a turn 2. Sorry, it would have been turn 3. Because we would have been able to go Chief Engineer, give out Vault Scourge. That would have had 3 untapped. Then next turn we untap it. Yeah, okay, not exactly, but close. Okay, we're getting punished here now. Oh, is this Mono Bluetron? If this is Mono Bluetron, I'm kind of okay with this. I think they might be considering a remand here. Oh, condescend. Sure. Sure. No, I'll pay nothing for condescend. They got a scry too, but this is definitely Mono Blue Tron. I quite like this actually, Mono Blue Tron. It's basically it's just a control deck. It's a mono blue control deck that just happens to have. I'm gonna yield to this. That just happens to have some good mana producing lands. Signal Pest is cool. Quite like it. Ghost Quarter, not gonna do a whole lot against us, but land. No. Well, you know what? We've still got some pressure on board, so I'm not too concerned. Also, they likely have an Ugin, which is gonna do nothing against this, so I'm kind of happy with that too. But yeah. Go get a land. What land are you getting? Or is it mine? Okay, cool. So they're just trying to assemble Tron and basically just go a little bit bigger than us. So, and by a little, I mean quite a lot bigger. Simulacrum. Yep, that's cool. Speaking of Commander staple over here. ETB, get a land and put it basic land and put it into play tapped, and then when it dies, you draw a card. Thankfully, though, it can't block any of our creatures, so that's nice. Good God, deck, come on. Oh. So yeah, we're just here with my Ornithopter and my 2 robot chickens. Come on, you can do this. They've got 6 mana already. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. Okay, so feels like Phyrexian Revoker's time to shine is in this matchup. Okay. I guess we're gonna have to hold that back because they're gonna pop Oblivion Stone this turn, and yeah, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. So yeah, they're gonna have to pop Oblivion Stone this turn or they die. So quite handy for them though because they'll get to draw a card off Simulacrum. I'm definitely okay with that. Go get a snow-covered island. Unless they're just trying to reduce the number of hits in our deck that we have to get a second land. Maybe? I don't know where they're going with this, but it doesn't seem like that was a very optimal play. Because now they have to tap out in order to not die. Yeah. Then they draw a card. Sure. Yep. This Mono Blue Tron was actually on my list of decks to consider playing today. Funnily enough. Oh my god. Okay. Cool. Let's let's go. I guess. Let's go. 3-turn clock. That's pretty good, all things considered. Come on. No. Yeah, Ballista's pretty good against this. Pretty good against this deck. Yep. Land. Really? Really? Is this how this is gonna go? Okay. I guess I'm pitching it a forge. Oh my. Oh my. Yep. Yep. Okay. Land. Land. In the top 16 cards of our deck, we have had one land. What is with this? Yeah, there's a remand. There we go. Cool. 2 mana time walk. Gotta love it, opponent. Yep, thirst to refill. Excuse me. They just pinged me for no reason? What? Just killed their ballista to deal 1 point of damage to me. For no reason. I'm just gonna keep pitching these forges. We're obviously not gonna get anywhere with them, but... so they have a lot of mana now. There's Mindslaver. I know what's gonna happen here is they're gonna take my turn, I'm gonna draw a land, and then they're gonna go to discard and discard the land. I can see it already. Chalice on 1 is fine. Okay, so here they can either cast nothing or cast a Signal Pest and have it get countered, but I feel like they might discard Overseer here. Oh, Sculptor, yeah, for sure. For sure, Sculptor is a good call. I'm assuming this is Ugin. Yeah. Yeah, that's Ugin, alright. Ugin is a scary boy. We're gonna die very quickly from Ugin. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let's concede. Let's go to game 2. Okay, so the Revokers feel like they will be very, very good here. I feel like the Copters are going to be very good as well because they're going to be hard for our opponent to remove. Oops. The Hangerback Walkers are good against the O stones and that kind of thing. Thorns are decent. Honestly, the more I look at this, the more I'm like, you know what, the main deck's actually pretty well set up for a lot of things. So, Doomed. You could consider Hex Parasite. Yeah. I kind of like Hex Parasite actually. Get Hex Parasite. I feel like the Forge is I feel like I want to just do things a little quicker than that. I don't also want to cast 4 mana things in this deck, I don't think. I think for that reason I would actually consider maybe 2 Hangerback Walkers. I'll bring out a Chief Engineer. Like Vault Scourge feels like it's not necessary in this matchup, but it's a really cheap little threat, so Thorn feels okay, right? Yeah, Thorn feels fine. They could have an Ensnaring Bridge, which they can get with a Fabricate, so I think leaving the Throne in is pretty good. Maybe I'll just diversify the sideboard things that I'm bringing in instead of going real hard on it. So let's pull out a Chief Engineer and let's go with let's just pull an Ornithopter, I think. Yeah, try it like that, I suppose. I feel like Mono Blue. I feel like Mono Blue Tron probably benefited quite well from getting stuff like Blast Zone. I think. I would imagine. Okay, how's his hand looking? We got 2 lands. We got 2 copters. Yeah, this is probably worth keeping. Probably worth a keep. We should brawl it up if I'm free. I'm sure I'll have a bit of time at some point. We can jump onto the arenas, do the things. Let's see, they've mulliganed to 6 already, so. All right, let's lead with Blinkmoth, Vault Scourge, go. I feel like that's a decent start. The next turn we can go Island Chief Engineer, Copter. That's quite good too. Leading with a turn 1 map. Yes, that sounds fine. I actually have to build a brawl deck on Arena. Okay, so we can definitely get our stuff out here, which is quite good. So if what's better to get out? I think it's Copter. Yeah, and let's pass over. Leanne's just in the background here doing her steps again.
Get my 250 for the hour.
She got a new Fitbit recently, and it's pissing her off every hour, being like, "Move, start moving."
Get up, you lazy bitch.
Warping Whale. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's their whole turn done. They're not getting Tron next turn or anything, so I'm kind of okay with that. Snow-covered island. How do we get as efficient as possible here? Okay, I think hold on. I think what I want to do first is I want to crew Copter. Go to combat. Swing with said Copter. Loot. Sure. Ballista. Let me just do some maths here for a moment. So if we were to okay, so we can play post combat. We can play Ornithopter, tap it, and the 3 lands there for 1 walking ballista. That doesn't seem right. No, I think we get rid of the Ornithopter, because what we can do post combat is we can go walking ballista on 2 lands, then tap the walking ballista on the Blinkmoth Nexus for another walking ballista. Yeah, I think I'm getting rid of the Ornithopter. Take that damage, then put this. Actually, hold on. Does that work? I play this for 2. Yeah, no, this is correct. This is correct. Then we can play a Copter by tapping. Oh no, we can't do it because of the. Oh yeah, I forgot to kill the thing. You know what? It's still a fine turn. I wouldn't worry about it. Using Into the Matrix. This is definitely a kind of deck that takes some getting used to in terms of how the sequencing works. Outstone, sure. Yep. That's fine because I can't blow it up next turn, so what do I do now? Do I play out Ballista, crew Copter with it? Or do I just activate Blinkmoth Nexus, crew Copter, attack? Because I don't want to play out the Steel Overseer or Copter if I can, because they're just going to get blown up. So I need a way to sort of recover. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate the Blinkmoth and then crew this with Blinkmoth. and then go to combat, and then attack. I think I'll always do this. I think. I think the weakest card here now is Steel Overseer. Yeah, I think it's Steel Overseer. Just on the circumstance, because next turn I can, if I get a land, I can go Ethereum Sculptor, Walking Ballista on one Smuggler's Copter, and that's post O-Stone, which is quite good. See, they're having to spend all their time now having to get another land so that they can blow up the O-Stone here, which is fine by me. Okay. Destroy each non-land permanent without a fate counter on it. So we can attack with the Blink Moth if we wanted to. But I think we can force the issue here by... Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to crew with the Ballista. I'm going to save my mana. Try and force them to pop the O-Stone. Yes, I'll do a loot just to see what we get. Waterlock Grove's interesting, actually. Yeah, I think we get rid of Ornithopter now. You gonna pop it? You gonna pop it? Nope, they're taking... Okay, sure. Sounds fine to me. They're gonna have to pop it at some point. And I can't really tap out here. Oh, they're just gonna do it now? It feels like they shouldn't have taken that damage then. Does that seem weird that they did that way? Right. No, I'm good, thanks. Leanne says she's caught a finger in a press over there in the kitchen, and then she just held up her middle finger. It's very rude. It's very, very rude.
Right there.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
She feels sore.
I see it. Wish I didn't. Yeah, I think Ugin's just game for us. We can't really get around it. Yeah. Ugin is rough. Maybe we should have been more all in last turn. Question is, should I pop this Waterlock Grove? That's what I'm thinking now. If I pop the Waterlock Grove, I draw a card. What do I draw into? I think I have to get a Revoker. So, yeah. I think I crack it. Oh, Hex Parasite's okay. That forces our opponent to deal with it. Actually, we could be in a very interesting spot here. Because we can go Ethereum Sculptor. Alright, play that out. Now everything costs one less. Now what we can do is we can Hex Parasite for 0. Vault Scourge. Alright. And then Copter. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because they might feel compelled to kill the Hex Parasite. Basically, they have to choose between killing the Hex Parasite with Ugin's Plus or doing Ugin's Minus to take care of these two. In which case, we stand a chance to take it out with the Hex Parasite. So I'm giving our opponent the greatest chance of making a mistake. I think is the best line that we can take here. But realistically, they could just have like a single answer for all that stuff here, and then we're just kind of dead. Yeah, this ain't looking good. It's really not looking good. Academy Runes. If they have Mindslaver, we're kind of dead. Silent Arbiter. Yep. That's a thing, all right. That's also a thing. Yeah, we're not beating this Ugin. We're not beating it at all. And the thing is, these lists only run one Ugin. It's not like this is like a 4 of or anything. It's not like normal Tron at all. Okay. I think the best option I have here is to just keep crewing. I think we just keep crewing and go to combat and ignore the Ugin. I think we just have to do that. I'll draw and discard. Yeah, I'll get rid of a ballista. This is where having Arcbound Ravager and Inkmoth Nexus is pretty good. Is there a 5? If we play a Hangerback Walker here. Yeah, let's do that. Begin Academy runes, put the O stone back on top. Yeah, that's not great. I think we just don't have any good options here. They've just gone way over the top. I forgot about their ultimate. Yeah, should have hit Ugin. Should have hit Ugin. God damn. For some reason, I thought that Ugin's ultimate was -12. The best permanent they had though was an expedition map, so I guess that's something. Yeah, they got the blast zone anyway. They put that on 2 and we are dead. Yeah. Crew with this. I think we have to attempt Ugin. If they pop the O-Stone, we're kind of dead. But not much we can do on it. Pitch the island. Oh, dismember. Jeez. They're protecting it well. Yeah, not much we can do on that. I guess we can try and shoot Ugin. That's something. They have a counterspell. I can feel it. They just have like a condescend for like 5 million. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Fate counter placed on Silent Arbiter. The Academy Runes has me concerned that they just have the Mindslaver lock. They've so much mana. There's 6. Ah, shite. Okay, now we're in serious trouble. That kind of poses everything else that we can do right now. So let's just put a counter on this. That's fine. So they have 6, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They have 20 mana. Oof. So they could use Academy Runes to put Ratchet Bomb back on top. Maybe you should bring in Graveyard Hate for this match. Yeah, this ain't gonna go well. Silent Arbiter is an extremely big pain. Okay, I wanted to actually stop that, but sure. We basically run the risk of losing a point of damage here, but no, it was fine. We got it through. That's okay. I'm gonna play an island because we could end up hitting a forge. We want more mana for that. This is a slow one. Put a charge counter on Blast on. Sure. Yeah. We got Ghost Core to take care of a Blink Moth Nexus. Take on Academy Runes there. Yeah, the Ratchet Bomb back on top. Yeah. Yep. They're playing well. I'll give them that. They're definitely playing well. Oh, they just want to draw a card. Sure. Sure. I would have done that the other way around in case you drew into another Ratchet Bomb and then didn't have to do the Academy Runes, but I guess at this point they're very far ahead. I don't think it matters a whole lot. So they can effectively wipe the entire board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Blink Moth Nexus because this gets around both Ratchet Bomb and Blast Zone. However, it does not get around Ghost Quarter, so we have to wait and see if our opponent will do anything about it. Yes, they will. Yes, I'll use Ghost Quarter's ability. An island. It's an interesting way to finish up. Putting a charge counter on Ratchet Bomb? Really? How about these top tiers, yo? Okay. Yep. That's game. That's definitely game. Yep. Let's go to combat. Attack for 1. Use the ballista to ping it. Yep. There's no point in putting that in there. I don't know what they're doing with this. I don't like it. Just firing a lot of ballista shots into me? Oh, and then putting it back on top? Okay, okay. Yeah, because that makes it cheaper to pump mana into. That's fair. They use that instead. That's bizarre. Sure. Oh my, this is a big one. Is it for 7? Oh god. So Yeah. This is what kills us. Ballista's definitely what kills us. We survived the Nugan though. I was kind of impressed, to be honest. Screw it. Let's just play some cards. Boop. Yeah, we're dead, by the way, in case anyone hasn't spotted this. We're dead. This ballista for 7 is going to definitely kill us, because we don't really have a whole lot on the board. Like, they could remove all the counters from it. They blew up a blast zone instead. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, all they have to do now is just swing with the ballista. Okay, so I'm gonna keep myself alive for one more turn. Or not. Yeah, our opponent played very, very well, to be fair to them. So what they can do is they can pump mana in beforehand, make it bigger, and then just unload all the counters to our face afterwards. So come on, opponent, load a few more counters in. There's nothing I can do at this point. Yeah, so that's that anyway. That was unfortunate. That was very unfortunate. It feels like a hard match for sure. They have a lot of ways to be able to deal with multiples of our permanents, and the fact that our entire, like, looking at our mana base, or looking at our deck build here, right? Looking at this here, we've 25 2-drops. So we're definitely susceptible to Chalice on 2 and Fatal Push and Blast Zone or Ratchet Bomb, all of which we came across today. So that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. What have we learned? The deck is still good. The deck's still fun, primarily. I would use the mana base a little more efficiently, and maybe swap a Ghost Quarter and an island for, say, Blast Zones. And because I found that the Ghost Quarters didn't really play a whole lot in there. We didn't see them a whole lot, but with that said, you know, we're an aggressive deck. We don't necessarily want to be bopping our lands off to help deal with problems, but sometimes it's necessary, I guess. It is still cool. It is still fun. Would this be better off possibly just as either a Loxabots build or just a straight up Affinity build? Probably, maybe. They're different decks, I suppose. They do different things. Mystic Forge, when we got Mystic Forge going, it did seem really, really cool. That was really fun. I do like the idea of playing with that. I don't know if this is the right deck for this, but it is pretty sweet. Ballista was fantastic. Signal Pest was probably the best card in the deck of the day, I think. This feels like a Steel Overseer deck, so that was pretty good. Throne of the God Pharaoh, even as a one-of, was very, very powerful. I think the way we could take this deck is in one of two ways if we were to try and morph it into something else. One way is we just bring it straight into Affinity and just make it like Jeskai, so that you could run all the blue cards and stuff, but you can also run. Actually, to be honest, it's mostly white for all the glitters and red for stuff like Galvanic Blast and Shrapnel Blast. You just make it hyper aggressive. That would work. Or you can just go into like an artifact mid-rangey kind of thing, using like the Mystic Forges. You can do your Throne of the God Pharaoh kind of thing if you want to, but doing it slightly differently. I'm just trying to think about how you would sort of go about that version of it, because you see, like maybe running the lodestone golems and stuff as well might be an idea, along with the Thorn of Amethyst, and maybe that's the Loxabots line that you might want to take, where you run stuff like Thorn of Amethyst and lodestone golem, but then also running stuff like Thalia and what's it called? The Venerated Loxodon. There's obviously maybe not necessarily all of those in the one deck, but some sort of amalgamation of all of them together, I think. And that is also a deck that can run all the glitters, so you can probably take a two-pronged approach with that as well. Maybe that's the way to go. Maybe. Not sure. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. I really enjoyed this anyway. Let's have a look. Here's the list as shown on MTG Goldfish anyway. So as you can see, it's 320 in paper and it's 145 online. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, definitely the immediate changes I would make is I would probably put 1 or 2 Blast Zone in the mana base. Yeah, after that, you're kind of looking at retooling the deck into something either completely different, or you're adding a color to do different things, and in which case you're going to have to completely retool the mana base and stuff. But thankfully there are some cool, interesting things that you can build. Let me just bring a thing over here. Let me just see. There's a what is the type of land in Modern that, what are they called again? Are they just pain lands? Yeah, pain lands, where they tap for yeah, like we can bring up Scryfall and we go to is it a Darkar, is it? I think it's a Darkar Waste. You can run like these, so you have access to the blue and stuff, but you also have access to white for, like I said, the likes of Thalia and Venerated Loxodon and stuff. You'd probably go that line with it. I might actually tool around with this a little bit and see if that's the kind of direction that would be cool for this. But then also, if you're running white, you get access to what is the name of that spell? It's a white and it's an instant, and it's tap. Let me see. White, sorry, instant, and it's got Metalcraft. Dispatch. 1 white for an instant, tap target creature, but if you control 3 or more artifacts, you exile that creature. So that can allow some better interaction. And then you've got stuff like all the glitters, which is basically cranial plating. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. Obviously we care more about the artifact side of it, but like if you were to just go, also the mana base should have Darksteel Citadel in it. It should definitely just have Darksteel Citadel in it. It's just more artifacts at that point if you're running stuff like this, because then you could go like Darksteel Citadel, say Ornithopter, Vault Scourge, and then next turn you just go land all the glitters. You're looking at +1 for all the glitters, +1 for Ornithopter, +1 for Darksteel, +1 for all the glitters, Ornithopter, Vault Scourge, and Darksteel Citadel. So you'll be swinging for 5 power on turn 2, and if you're loading up onto the Vault Scourge, that's gaining 5 life as well. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good, and it's probably the line I'd be taking with it, to be honest. I think Affinity is just better suited in general, but if you wanted to go harder into white, you can do things like Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, where non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, but then you would probably be looking at going more down the taxing route and stuff, rather than using the likes of cranial plating and stuff. But then you can also go down with, like I said earlier, Venerated Loxodon, where you can convoke this out for basically nothing on like turn 2 and have just like a really big board then. It's probably better than Steel Overseer, I would say, at that point, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's how I would kind of take the deck going forward if you wanted a more aggressive or a more synergistic kind of deck. But that is it for myself. Thanks everybody who came along. Thanks everybody for the follows and stuff and the chats. And this should be up on YouTube on Wednesday. And that's it. If you're not yet following me over on Twitter, please hop on over there. I tend to talk crap there, so feel free to join in. And then also, if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's over there on YouTube as well. YouTube.com/C for some reason. They have that now for channels /C/Savantier. I'm over there as well. I have a video that has been put up there recently, where myself and Leanne attempted to make our own magic art. So go or recreate our own magic art. You can take a look at that there. And also should have another video up hopefully by the end of the week as well. So that's been it for myself anyway. Do you want to say goodbye, Len?
Okay. Goodbye. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
And don't go outside unless you really, really have to. And if you do, don't touch things you don't have to touch.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch anything. Don't touch your face. Don't touch things that you're not bringing home with you. Wash everything you bring home with you. Don't be gross.
There you go. Easy game.
Easy game.
All right, that's it for us. Yeah, I suppose until next time. Take it easy and keep on janking.